Good morning, everybody. This is Tim. Hope you all doing well today. Happy 4th, Independence Day. Wear your colors today to celebrate. There's days like today that I think about a lot of people in this world that don't have the freedoms that we do, and sometimes we take it for granted. So, um, like the freedom for me to make these videos and without fear of censorship, things like that. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for you and everybody that listens, and my friends and family. I love you all, and I really enjoy doing this, and I hope you all get something out of what I do here. Anyway, this is the overall view here, showing an overlay with the current radar for the nation, with some really bad situations going on right here in Texas. There's a There was a PDS flood warning down here. Let me see if I can bring it up. It looks like there still is. See those areas that are just um, highlighting, just kind of circling around. That's PDS, particularly dangerous situation for flood warning. So that's not good. I won't be surprised you get a flash flood emergency if that continues down there. Of course, all eyes are on the tropics. We now have what the National Hurricane Center designated as 92L, which is invest 92L. What that does, even though it's not a tropical storm or depression yet, or subtropical system, allows them to initiate possible advisories on potential tropical cyclones, and also to um, utilize the hurricane um, physics-based models, which are designed to track these systems and help for a better forecast. There is a low pressure system out here now. It's about 100 miles off the Jacksonville coast. But as you can see, most of the precipitation is offshore, except for in western Florida, where we expect, unfortunately for beachgoers, going to be a yucky day there. Other hazards currently, we got a heat advisory up here in the Midwest, and some red flag warnings for potential um, high winds and dry air. I don't know about here. I don't know why all that precip, why that's like that, but down here, this highlighted area, heavy rainfall is likely, and due to the different terrain features, could really lead to extreme flooding. This is dense fog advisory. The coast of Florida. There are some flood warnings for the different rivers and stuff. Um, so, given we have a tropical system potentially developing, I want to go through what the models. Well, first of all, let's look at the satellite loop. You can see upper level water vapor clearly shows your low pressure, which most of the convection looks like on the western side, with some upper level shear um, overspreading it, which does lead to some divergence aloft, but the if the shear remains over top of the system, it's going to be hard for it to deepen a lot. And this is well represented. I pulled this up to kind of show the different, that's your potential tropical system, Invest 92L there, where that green dot is. That's the surface winds, 1,000 millibars above the surface, 850. You see pretty light winds right around it. 700 millibars, 500 about halfway up. Pretty weak flow right now. 250, which is, the jet stream level. You can see right over top of it, pretty strong winds right now. You have some divergence just to the south of it, which is probably helping it develop. Um, and if you go way up, which is pretty high, the easterly flow there, but we mainly only go to 250 when we're looking at stuff. Winds, like we're back to that. Anyways, you can see it's in its formative stages right now, and given the upper level wind pattern at the surface, it's likely not to strengthen too much. But National Hurricane Center currently has development chances within 2 days at 50 and 7 days 60. I have a feeling it's going to go up some today, given the satellite presentation, and it may not be totally tropical. We'll just have to see, because it's kind of involved with some frontal boundaries, things like that. And this is I'm going to go to some of the model outputs now. This is the experimental Google models with the European, showing what I kind of think about here. Right off the coast of Jacksonville, you can see not getting too strong right there. But I have a feeling we'll at least get a tropical depression off the coastline, with mostly possibly some low level storm surge problems, onshore winds to the north of it. We'll just have to see. This is the GFS model that's tracking it. You can see I'm tracking 92L here. Shows a pretty weak system. Really not strengthening. Strengthens a little bit off the Virginia coast. Moving up. Then it gets into Newfoundland and stuff and Maine, and that's not really tropical at that point. It won't be for long. I think I showed you yesterday and the day before, these EPSs, the European ensembles, gives a good indication on what the thoughts are about development and what the model members, pretty tightly cluster there. Kind of loses it after the 8th or so. The GFS ensembles, let's go back and make sure I have the, GFS ensembles tend to, looks like they are indicating a much tighter circulation, not much, but some tighter circulation there. Then over time it dissipates or doesn't seem to do much. So sensible impacts. I think the biggest impacts are going to be rain. And even though it's not directly related, this shows excessive rainfall outlook for today. You can see where we have the slight marginal day one. squarely centered in Texas there, which is what we talked about before, upper Midwest. There's a deep southerly flow here, bringing moisture all the way up into here. So that's what that's all about. Of course, we know why that's there. Flow that's been persistent over the Florida Peninsula, which is not good. Flooding rains again, possible, marginal. You can see marginal threat for flooding, excessive rainfall along the coast. Looks like a frontal boundary is trying to make its way this way. Marginal threats in different places. Desert Southwest monsoon. Then this looks like it might interact with the front, that system too, on the on day 5, which is the 9th. So that's the rain impact probabilities. Winds. I'm gonna use the EPS European ensembles to see what they think. If I'll be able to pull that up with this model, I'm not sure if I'll be able to. I'll have to use, let's see, European Invest. Let's look at this is it here. Just going to go through it just so you see, the winds and knots, which most of the winds are offshore, but although there's probably some enhancement of the winds on the northwest side due to differences in pressure between this low and another, like a high to the north, so creating a little bit of enhanced wind flow. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here just so we can see. Most of the highest winds remain offshore. I'm gonna go on the fly here and pull up the storm surge map just to see what it says. I'll post something later about this. Probably the biggest impact, as far as storm surge kind of flow on the coast is probably rip currents, which can be deadly, and heavy rainfall. So just keep an eye on your forecast. Heed the warnings if they have any along the coast. Don't try to go into the water and be a hero, or it's important that you heed the warnings of local officials. It's only a smart thing to do. Not trying to scare anybody, but rip currents are very hard to see, and once you get into them, it's really hard to get out unless you know what to do. Again, this just to summarize a little bit, this tropical system is not forecast to be strong by any means, but it's a higher impact to a lot of people because it's a holiday weekend. It's important to know how it can impact you. I think that for today, along the southeast coast, you might have some storms and come on shore, but keep an eye on the local forecast and don't go in the water unless you think it's safe. Okay, I'll be posting stuff today about it. Feel free to hit me up with questions. I hope you have